Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Asgardians of the Galaxy, issue number 5. I was surprised at how good this book was. Look, if you liked the book before, I liked the book before, it got better. It's a strange thing, but we're still going to wrap up the story in this. So, you want to talk about going out on a high note? Whoo! So, writer Cullen Bunn, artists Matty O'Lally with Luca Maresca and Stephanie Hans, color artist Federico Blee and Stephanie Hans, letterer VC's Corey Petit, cover artist Dale Keown and Jason Keith, and boom! Oh, Angela was co-created by Todd McFarlane and Neil Adams. So basically, the bulk of this is Kid Loki versus Nebula. Now, the other team actually shows up, and they're kicking some serious booty. But the Kid Loki part, like this dude, this little dude, he is just no joke from beginning to end. Like, he's everything you could possibly imagine him trying, he's trying, and he's succeeding. It's funny because you're going to figure during this, oh, he just keeps on failing and failing and failing. That's the thing with Kid Loki. He could fail 1,000,000,000 times. He only has to succeed once. You know what I'm saying? Like, heroes win all the time, but bad guys keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect example of a bad guy really only needing to succeed once. Look at what happened when the Red Skull finally succeeded once. Old Man Logan. You know? So, no, this was solid, man, this comic book. And it did something that... First off, let me give you the one bad point that I got. All right? The one thing I'm going to complain about. Don't like the idea the Executioner's in the book still, but he's going up against Nebula directly, and somehow it doesn't show why or how, but somehow the axe winds up screwing up. Maybe we can blame Executioner for that, I don't know, but her axe winds up screwing up, and she just, extends her roboticness, and boom, like he's just like, irk, but she just mushed him, that's all. I mean, look, I'm born in '75, so I'm an '80s kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we invented mushing. The whole idea of just get out of here, man. Talk to the hand, but literally, you know, like, she just mushed him. That's it, and he's just herk. He's just like, he's out of it. He's gone for the rest of the issue. Like, what the frick happened, man? Anyway, he shows up at the end like, young dwarf, you have done a good job. Shut up, man. You just got mushed by Nebula and you were out of combat. The mush of doom. Is that like the finger touch of doom? I can't remember what that was. The finger of doom. WCW, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash. Go ahead and check it out. So, what do you call it? So that happened. That was annoying. But, nonetheless, the comic book ends on a great note. There's a couple parts in here that are kind of going to be crucial for either Thor or the War of Realms or both, okay? One person gets the Destroyer armor, one person gets the horn of the Naglfar. It's kind of important to see which ones are which. More than that, something happens in here which I usually hate, all right? This is issue 5. We shouldn't be learning about the end of something in issue 5, sort of the beginning of something, how this story began all the way in an issue 5. That usually never, ever works. Very rare exception. Like, you can name the times that it's worked, and you don't even need to pull up your second hand. You know what I'm saying? You usually count them off on 2 or 3 fingers. So you got a story that's continuing, and at the very end, like issue number 5, like this, all of a sudden they reveal something crucial to the story that happened in the past. Okay, rarely works, but in this case, it actually worked really well. That was impressive. Was not expecting that. So 3 more months, the War of Realms continues, and this is going to be the cover of the next issue of Asgardians of the Galaxy. Issue number 6, baby, and that's just beautiful. The Scales of Justice. And that Kid Loki thing on there, he's the all-star of this comic book. Okay, I love Throg. I don't know anybody who doesn't love Throg. Especially if you know the history. Just like, Throg's the best. Maybe you're upset at the idea of Executioner being there like me. Whatever. Valkyrie had a pretty cool role in this. She could have had more, but it is what it is. She had the most important role that she could possibly take in this comic book. Angela's awesome. Kevin Masterson, son of Eric Masterson. He's aight. Kid Loki was the superstar in this issue, and he was elevated to that position before. I love this cover, man. Please, like, I saw that cover, I'm just like, can we just have a Kid Loki book? Again. That was, what is it, Loki, Agent of Asgard? This was a great issue. All right. Maybe great's a little bit too strong. But what I mean is, this issue ended on a great note, which is completing a story arc, and that's just the way you go. I'm messing up my words right now. I'm thinking about way too many things right now. But when you finish an arc on a good high note, boom, the whole arc feels good. Even if there were a lot of bumps in the beginning, you forget about those bumps because you remember that ending. When you go and tell people, dude, you got to read this, you got to check this out, go grab this, you know what I'm saying? Solicit it. You're thinking about that ending, and you know once they get to the ending, all else will be forgiven. They're going to go on a search for Angela's ex-girlfriend, Sarah, at this point. Whatever, dude. I'm along for the ride. It'll probably take 2 or 3 issues. And then Asgardians the Galaxy is apparently still going to be around for War of the Realms. And I'm happy at that. I'm happy that something positive came out of this Infinity Wars thing. Because for the most part, you know what I'm saying? But this is a good comic book. And I hope that this continues. It's going to be a guest artist in the next issue. That's something I can play about in this issue. The facial expressions. Kid Loki looked great. Everybody else, you just got a bunch of images like this. You look at Executioner there. It's like, what are we supposed to get out of that expression? And a lot of times you get even worse than that. You just get a whole bunch of blank looks on people's faces, which just like Nebula. I'm sorry, is she smiling? And it's not even a devious smile. She just can't look at her. No matter what she's doing, she's just pretty much got the same face on all the time. Is what it is. There could be a million reasons why we're just rushing through. Nebula's not an easy character. Her facial expressions to draw. She is, after all, a cyborg. You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting a lot of things go, but I do just look at it as, you know? Every time that I see the art start to dwindle a little bit on a comic book, in the back of my head, and I think in the back of everybody's head, you get the idea the comic book is going to be ending pretty soon. Nobody wants to read a comic book that's going to be ending pretty soon. So, yeah, I'm going to ask politely that the art be a little bit picked up because, yeah, no, not acceptable. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed the comic book. Professor Bell Comic Book University. Class dismissed.